We're all familiar with the famous Serenity prayer. God, grant to me the serenity to accept the things in life I cannot change, the courage to change the things in my life that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are lots of things in our lives that are out of our control, and we'll never be able to change, and we have to accept them. But there are also many things in our life that are in our control, and we can change them. And the question is, do we have the wisdom to know the difference? We are all challenged in life by all kinds of circumstances and situations. And they challenge us sometimes to the nth of our being. And they test us. And they test us to the point where we might even be at the breaking point. But we need to know that we're not alone in any of these circumstances. That if we have a faith and a trust in God who loves us, no matter how challenging those circumstances are, He is going to be there for us. We have to believe that. And until we have that belief, we're not going to be able to change the things in our life. And we can get very, very distracted by the things that are causing us to have these challenges. And if we have little faith, then we're going to be taken over by these challenges. If we're going to have serenity in our life, we need to pray, as Solomon did, for the gift of wisdom. The gift that tells us the difference between good and bad, what's best and not so best. The wisdom to know what God wants in our life. And that comes from a belief in the God that loves you, in a God who knows you and brought you into being, and who asks that you do nothing else but let Him lead your life. And that comes to a tremendous moment in your life when you really face the fact that there are things in your life that you can't change. And it's up to you to then surrender to the will of God, who will then give you the courage to change those things in your life that you can. And you will have a serenity that you could never have any other way. God gives you a peace that is beyond any earthly peace. But in order to find that peace, you have to go into yourself deep down and look at all the things in your life that are keeping you from that peace. And that takes an examination of conscience. It takes time for you to get away and look at your life and see the things that you need to change, and then have the courage to do that change. Yes, serenity is a gift, and like all gifts, you can accept it or you can reject it. Hopefully, when things come in your life, when life is turbulent, and life seems to be out of control, that's the time you need to get away and to say, God, I give it all to you. You are my God. You know all things. I have no way to know what to do. I leave it in your hands and let go. And when you let go, you will feel a peace that you could never feel otherwise. Because when you let go, you will know that you are doing God's will, not yours. Because we're the reason why most of the problems in our life exist. Because we just don't know how to make the decisions that we should. We're challenged by all those things that come into our life to take us away from the most important thing in our life. And that's to give back to God His glory, His praise, His adoration, and gratitude for all of His gifts to us. So if you're looking for serenity, serenity comes from wisdom, and wisdom comes from faith. And when you have faith, you have no worries. God is on your side.